From the station that's on your side, you're watching News 19 this morning.
Good morning to you. The time is now 6:01. Time to get up, start your day, get yourself a keg of ranch, and kick things off right.
Yes, I think that's a great way to kick things off. Also, you can kick things off by taking part in our live poll. We're talking about homework. It's the big debate. Some parents are kind of like, it's a little too much. But you can see the question right there. Should schools ban homework? And the results there, no still winning, 53% to 47%. You can go ahead and vote at WLTX19.com/vote, or you can go to the WLTX app.
I think there's a no with a caveat. No, don't ban homework, but kids have way too much.
Right, and that's what Efren Afante mentioned about half an hour ago and his thoughts on this
whole thing.
He's so
wise. Efren, you're so wise. We agree with you.
I'll tell you, the one thing, like we discussed before, is just that I hate the fact that our kids, we're talking from elementary to high school where they've got so much homework. When they get home, it's like, okay, when do I have time to breathe?
There's downtime. And as parents, we need some downtime too, because as you know, when you have homework or when your child has homework, you have homework.
You have homework, right.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, we've been doing our homework on the weather, and it's really going to be a gloomy day. In fact, right now, all of South Carolina has got a lot of cloud coverage. We have rain already starting to move through the Midlands, through the upstate, and even a little bit in the Midlands right now. Some light showers moving through Newberry County, so pretty much from Mud Lake to Longshore, even just to the north of Silver Streak, approaching the city of Newberry. There's a very light showers. The rest of us right now, rain isn't coming down yet. But it is still relatively warm. It's 58 degrees right now in Columbia. Overcast skies, winds are out of the north-northeast at 10 miles an hour. Temperatures may kick up a notch when the kids head out to the bus stop, but still looking about 60 degrees. Grab the umbrella, maybe for this morning, but certainly for later on. Here's how we're going to plan out our day. By 9 o'clock this morning, around 63 degrees, maybe a slight chance for a shower, but our temperatures are going to continue to drop. 58 degrees is what we're expecting by midday today. Not a high. We've already reached our high. Another chance for a shower, but better chance for showers by later on this evening by 9 o'clock. But it is going to be considerably cooler with a temperature around 52 degrees. Now checking on the traffic and the road conditions at 6:03. This is I-26. The right-hand side, that's going to be westbound as you're coming across from Piney Grove, heading up to Harbison Boulevard. Don't have any accidents in the Columbia area, but first, we've got power lines down along the county line of Upper Richland County over by Chapels and Wildflower Road, and then an accident with injuries just north of Cassett on Porter and Providence Road. Now, if you're traveling on the Sumter Highway from Shaw Air Force Base to Fort Jackson, it'll take you 31 minutes. And then I-77 north from I-26 to the Fort Jackson Post, you're looking about an 11-minute drive. Now, as the temperatures continue to drop, we'll start seeing a little bit of a clearing of skies later on this week. But we're expecting temperatures to drop down into the 30s, not once, but twice. I'll show you that in the forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Andrea, Dion?
Don't you feel like there's also something to be said for the fact that when we've come from 80 degrees, that 30 and the 40 is going to feel even colder?
Oh, yeah, it is going to be noticeably colder, especially when you go out to the football game as Carolina is at home this Saturday morning.
9 a.m. tailgate. It's going to be pretty chilly.
Shock to the system.
Yes.
Oh, it will be.
All right, Efren, thanks.
All right, Columbia police continue to investigate a deadly accident on Millwood Avenue last week. Officers believe a woman was not in a crosswalk when she was hit by a car, and she was also wearing some dark-colored clothing. And this brings us to the issue of safety, whether you're crossing the street or you're behind the wheel.
Yeah, and so the South Carolina Highway Patrol says 128 people died after being hit by a vehicle so far this year. That's compared to 121 people at the same time last year.
As motorists, we should always be on the lookout for pedestrians, and just because it's cold outside or it's raining doesn't mean that people aren't still walking. And if you're that person that's going to be walking, always wear something retro reflective. Try and wear something bright, carry a flashlight. If you're wearing dark clothing, you're almost invisible. Even with lightly colored clothes, you're still only visible 100 foot away or so, where something retro-reflective is several hundred foot. So again, a lot of these collisions could be avoidable if the pedestrian just did the right thing and if motorists would always look out for the pedestrians.
Well, Lance Corporal Jones says Highway Patrol tends to see more pedestrian fatalities when it gets darker earlier in the afternoon. So this is a dangerous time of year for that. And being safe on the roads is especially important lesson for our kids. Now make sure they know always walk in a crosswalk. You have to look both ways before crossing in neighborhoods. Be mindful of driveways, and when boarding buses, you got to wait for the bus to come to a complete stop, and also put on its safety lights.
Now, also you have to remember about the older kids. You need to teach them the importance of staying off their phones or any other electronics when crossing streets, or even if they're in the car. This includes headphones and changing the radio. Any type of distraction can put them at risk. Let's get to some of your top stories now at 6:06. Lexington deputies are asking for your help finding a missing man. They say 43-year-old Monday Wingard was last seen on Halloween, this was last Tuesday, near his Swansea home wearing a blue hospital scrub top and blue jeans. Wingard has a history of seizures and needs his medications. So if you know where he is or if you've seen him, take a good look at his picture. You're asked to call Crime Stoppers. You can do that anonymously by calling 1-888-CRIME-SC.
Well, many of you headed to the polls yesterday to vote in your local elections. Here in the Midlands, a lot of local races. We saw incumbents keep their seats, including Columbia Council members Tamika Isaac Devine and also Sam Davis. But one unusual result was a write-in candidate winning Pine Ridge. Robert Wells beat David Busby. You can see the results from yesterday's races scrolling across the bottom of your screen, but you can also just go to WLTX19 or check out our app to see who won in your area. Now, looking at the national elections, Democrats are celebrating key victories. Ralph Northam won the governor's race in Virginia, and Phil Murphy was elected New Jersey governor. Democrats also won mayor's races in New York City and Boston. All right, the time now, 6:07. Get your galoshes, your raincoat. Little Paddington Bear yellow raincoat.
And
this
umbrella.
is going to be the time. And an umbrella. That helps too.
Yeah, we got some rain in the forecast. Efren?
And considering the fact that fall weather is finally here, get ready for a noticeable change by this weekend. Veterans Day, 35 degrees in the morning with a high of 56. Heading out to church on Sunday, we start off at 38 degrees with a high of only 59. Time right now is 6:08. Don't go anywhere. News 19 continues after the break.
Well, in sports, coaches tend to be very good father figures.
Yeah, and a lot of influence
good
on
coaches.
kids. Yes, good coaches. That's the key there. But for one Gamecock, that good coach is his dad.
News 19's Nick Jones explains the very special bond between Jake and Bobby Bentley that goes obviously way beyond the football field.
After almost 3 decades of coaching, Bobby Bentley knows a good player when he sees one. Good players keep their eye on the ball, rely on their teammates, and know hard-fought wins deserve to be celebrated. His son Jake has the stats and the heart to prove he's a good player.
He cares about people, and that's sometimes hard to teach, sometimes hard to instill in a young man, but Jake gets it.
For this family, football is everything.
All of us love it. You know, even my daughter, you know, Emily, she writes Jake these eloquent notes before every game, and it's a big deal to us. Paulette cooks snacks for the running backs. Football is a big deal in our family. It always has been and always will. But it's not just who we are. You know, we try to do more than just talk football.
In the game of life, it all starts with
relationships that you build, whether it be, you know, on the field or off the field. It's really about the connection that you have with other people and how you can impact someone else's life.
When Coach Muschamp offered me the job, and then, you know, we're on the plane together, and T-Rob asked me, he said, you know, you think Jake's coming? You got Jake coming, don't you? I said, well, I hope I do. He said, at least you can recruit your son. His resiliency, you know, we made him move in the middle of his high school days, and it didn't bother him. You know, he just kept right on going.
Being able to be here and working to achieve the same goal is just a great feeling, and just blessed to be a part of it. Good to be on the same team again.
Like any father, you know, you've got a great relationship with your son. He texts us a picture of the all-academic, all-SEC plaque, and you know, just getting those type of awards probably gives you a warm feeling inside as much as anything else, is him throwing a touchdown or signing an autograph for a little kid that just, you know, gives you a good feeling about yourself.
Win or lose, it's an undescribable feeling anytime the two can run out onto the field at Williams-Brice together.
Such a sweet story, and you can see the father-son duo on the field this weekend as South Carolina plays the Florida Gators on WLTX at noon on Saturday. But you can catch our totally live local pregame special. That's going to be kicking off at 11 in the morning. And if you're going to tailgate, which I feel like tailgate traditionally starts, what, like 3 hours before kickoff?
That's about right.
So, 8, 9 in the morning, it's going to be cold on Saturday.
It is going to be cold, but we're going to have to go through the rain and the cloud coverage first, because right now a little bit of rainfall is moving through the upstate. Light showers, some of it may be extending into the Midlands, but while most of us are dealing with a lot of cloud coverage, there's some very light rainfall moving through parts of Newberry County. But take a look at these current temperatures right now throughout the country. It's 30 in Chicago, 36 in St. Louis, 28 in Denver, even down to 16 in Rapid City. But it is a little bit warmer when you get down to New Orleans at 72. But the cold air is starting to get into parts of the Midlands. Right now it's 54 in Newberry, 50 in Winsboro, down to 48 in Camden, even 58 in Columbia, and 60 in St. Matthews. So that cold air is already starting to sink in. And what we've got is a stationary boundary, an area of low pressure that slowly is sagging down into the low country. But to the north, colder temperatures, to the south, warmer air. So as you go throughout the day, there's an isolated chance anywhere in the Midlands for some showers, but better chance as we go into late this afternoon, this evening, and especially overnight tonight and into tomorrow. We're expecting the bulk of heavier rainfall pretty much scattered all throughout the Midlands. Now for the kids, when they head out to the bus stop, not only do they need the umbrella but a jacket, because 60 degrees when they head out to the bus stop. Notice the temperature start to drop. 59 by lunchtime, 58 after school, and we've already hit our high temperatures. This is what is expected by later on this afternoon. All our temperatures will be dropping into the lower to maybe mid-50s, and then tonight, temperatures will continually slowly drop in the mid to upper 40s. Now, this stationary boundary extends all the way down into the deep south, and it's going to be very slow to move through. So tomorrow, as we start off with showers, we're expecting that to continue through the afternoon. Heavy pockets of rainfall is expected, but the good thing is that as we get into Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening, and especially overnight, the rain ends, the clouds are gone, and clearing skies. But it's going to affect our temperatures. Tomorrow, we'll only have a high of 57 degrees. Friday morning, we'll start off with a lot of sunshine, 41 with a high of 62. Then this weekend, by far the coldest. 35 Saturday morning on Veterans Day with a high of 56. 38 Sunday morning as you head out to church with a high of 59, and we'll continue sunshine on Monday and Tuesday. It'll still be pretty cool. Lows will be in the low 40s with the highs in the mid 60s. So congratulations, guys. It's fall.
All right, thanks so much, Efren. Speaking of fall, our Stuff a Bus is cruising right into winter. It's almost time for our big Stuff a Bus event, and there are only 2 days left in our Columbia signups, today and tomorrow. Now that branch here in Columbia, it serves Richland, Lexington, Newberry, Fairfield, and Kershaw counties.
You can stop by the Ruff Building on the State Fairgrounds from 9 until 3:30 today and tomorrow. Now, you can also head to our News 19 app or WLTX.com to see a list of things you need to bring in order to take part in this.
Now, those who register might be able to benefit from our annual Stuff a Bus campaign. Here you see one of the buses from last year, just totally stuffed to the brim with wonderful toys for your kids on Christmas. Friday, December 1st and Friday, December 8th. We're going to be at Walmart stores throughout the Midlands collecting your new unwrapped toys and also your non-perishable food items. And of course, monetary donations help a lot too. So please make plans to join us. I know a lot of people always tell me, Dion, when I go out that, they make it a family affair and they buy toys with their kids
and groups and
come in and bring them in for us.
Yeah.
Are we going to be out there? Do we know where we're going to be?
I don't know yet, but we'll be out there.
We'll be out there somewhere. We'll let you know as we get closer.
In jackets, because it's going to be cold by that time.
Yeah, it'll be far from chilly. We'll move right into cold by then.
Well, it's a topic that can divide parents and teachers. The big question, do your kids need homework, and does it really help? Well, after the break, we'll hear from experts on whether banning homework is a good idea.
Well, parents, you might have already had this conversation. Elementary schools across the country are debating whether or not homework is beneficial for young students. some schools are already doing away with it. In New York City, Judah Broshi's public school has banned mandatory homework for grades kindergarten through 4th. His mom pushed for the policy after seeing how much her son pushed back on doing the work. However, a professor with Duke University says doing away with it completely is not a good idea.
Studies do show that even small amounts of homework help kids do better on unit tests, but they also help to begin shape the child's time management skills, their organization.
Dr. Cooper says homework improves self-discipline and achievement, but he cautions moderation is key, saying, quote, homework is like medicine. If you take too little, it does nothing. If you take too much, it can kill you. Well, we want to know what you think, so we've been asking you to vote in our live poll all morning about whether or not we should ban homework. And right now, the conversation has been pretty split, with some people saying yes, some people saying no. And so what I want to do is bring in Dion and Andrea so we can have a conversation while you guys continue to vote about, again, whether or not you think that homework should be banned. Just go to WLTX.com/vote or head to our app. So you guys, what do you think about this?
Now, I think that it's a good idea to really make it very light homework, if any, for grades 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
And kindergarten. I know in first grade, Brady had a ton of homework, and I couldn't
Really?
believe it. Yeah. And it was sheet after sheet after sheet. In second grade now, his teacher's more into doing the work in class and her watching the kids do the work, and I like that.
Yes.
Hi, Mrs. Anderson. I really like that.
Yes. I literally remember spending hours on homework when I was in high school, but in elementary school it was like, if you don't finish your homework, I used to go to after school, you couldn't go outside to recess.
You had to finish it in aftercare.
Homework wasn't my favorite. It stopped me from going on the swings.
Well, and I just feel like at this age, kids, they need a physical outlet. You know, they sit. That's so long already to ask a young child like that, age 6, 7, 8, 9, to sit in one seat for the day. You know, so then when they get home, I mean, literally, they're kind of like this. You know, they just want to run and jump and play outside, and they have to get out that physical energy before they can even think of sitting down again and looking at the books.
Yeah, that's good. All right, so here are some guidelines from the National Organization of Parents and Teachers when it comes to about how much time should I spend on homework. We were just talking about it. It's called the 10-minute rule. It's super easy. You just take a child's grade and you multiply it by 10, and that's how much time you should be spending on a child's homework. So what grade is Brady in again? Second grade. So you'll take second grade, multiply it by 10, really quick. He should be spending 20 minutes on homework. If you're in, let's say, 4th grade, multiply that by 10. This person or this child should be spending 40 minutes on homework. 40 minutes
of homework in 4th grade? That seems like a lot.
That's the guidelines that they're saying. And when you get to about 9th grade in high school, you can do that, but they also say it varies from, you know, grade to grade and, you know, projects and stuff like that. But does Brady spend 20 minutes on homework?
It depends on the night. We read a lot. So if you count reading as homework, then yeah, he spends 20 minutes of homework a night. I know you're all over our online poll.
Yeah,
yes, what is the poll saying?
The poll, and so at this point, yes is 44%, the no's 56%.
But wait, yes is for ban. So
yes is for the ban. So
wow.
42% of people who've taken part in our poll say. Well, now it's down to
38.
Live TV, people. It's a live poll, so yeah, it keeps changing. So 42 to 58. So you can go ahead and take part in the live poll, WLTX.com/vote or on the WLTX app.
That's great. I love how it's been very
close.
It's been close. That's one of the ones we've been seeing that's been close. Well, if your child's school does require homework, the U.S. Department of Education says there are some things you can do to help them out. First, set a regular time for homework. Pick a study place and remove distractions like TVs and phones. Next up, provide supplies and identify resources like a dictionary and calculator. And then 2, parents, you got a responsibility. Set a good example. Show that their skills they're learning are an important part of the things they will do as adults, and show an interest. Talk about school and family conversation. Ask them what they learned in class. That used to be a dinner time conversation for us so what'd you learn today? And if I ever said no, my mom would be like, Remember we talked about the side eye the mom gives you?
Your mom was big on the side eye.
You didn't learn anything today.
One thing that I think that helps make it a little easier, something that I did just this year, Brady has a box. I got him like a little plastic box, and he keeps all of his homework supplies in there so that we're not every night going, okay, where's the pencil? Where's the sharpener? Where's the scissors? Where's the paste? You know, because he's still doing cutting and pasting. We have all of that together in one spot, so every night we go there to get everything out to be able to do it, and that's helped a little bit.
Yeah, I love that. That's a great idea.
Because otherwise in my house, no one can find a pencil. Like, could you find a pencil right now in your house? Do you know right where one is?
I don't use pencils in my house.
Well, there's a problem too.
There you
Don't
go.
do homework at Dion's
No
house.
homework at my house.
No
All right, Whitney Sullivan, thank you.